Hey.
Hi.
Hi, Natan and Abhinawan.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Mom.
Who's on? Hi.
Hi.
Okay. If I can open this up more, I guess not.
Can you read
So,
that? Hi, Nathaniel and Elena.
oh,
Wow, so fun. Hi, Reva.
so where's I'm already, I don't know. I had to get stuff I never have in my pantry. Where's my full screen? Can't find.
Gina. It's our neighbor, Gina. Where are you, Gina?
They're at the bottom.
If you're able to turn your image on, it's really fun to be able to see everybody.
You.
And we want to see you in your kitchens.
Let's clean.
Up there. Hi, Carol.
Can do this like, where's that?
Oh,
there's more.
And when you guys come in, if you can,
Oh, okay.
and then also your location, if you can mute yourselves, that would be helpful. And we're gonna mute you also. But you can show where you're located, just your name and then your city. That would be awesome because people are here from all over.
You don't see Joy.
Right.
Yeah, I'm unmuted.
Oh, nice.
This is the volume.
Hello, this is Ariane from Paris.
I'm from Paris.
Yeah, I'm a friend of Michelle Kevokian from Grenoble.
Sure.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Is Michelle here?
I don't think so. She sent me the link, but I don't think she's there. Unfortunately, she's not with me. I mean,
Fabulous.
Right.
Ariane, are you the friend you traveled to Israel with?
Nice being around other people.
sorry, what did you say?
List of wait.
Friend you traveled to Israel with?
So I actually have a meeting now on Zoom that I have to go to, so.
Okay. Hi, Adam. So again, I'm just going to ask everyone to put your name up and also the city where you are, so we know where you're joining from, or the country, or the state, or wherever.
Hello.
Hi, Serena. No, I heard, but I don't see them yet.
You want to mute yourself.
Everyone? Do you think that's everyone?
I think we'll get started in a couple minutes. It's just a few minutes after 11 here, and we'll get started in a minute or two. Yeah. We had like 50 people signed up. Let's see. Hi, Nora. It's great to see all the kids here too. It's awesome. So fun. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe let's start. think the bulk of everyone is here. Jemmy or Ilana, did you guys want to jump in and start?
Sure. So for those who don't know me, because I know we have a lot of people from around the country and around the world, my name is Jemmy. I'm the executive director at Shari Torah, and we are so delighted to have you all with us this morning to be inspired and learn from Hadar's incredible baking. It's a wonderful way to sort of roll into pre-Pesach thinking. I'm not going to talk long. I'm going to turn this over to Shoshana to give a nice introduction and to introduce who our organizational partners are this morning. So Shoshana, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Jemmy. So yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for coming, and so many people who are joining from through so many different channels. But especially thanks to Shari Torah for reaching out and asking Hadar to do this, because a bunch of folks know about her cooking and her baking and have experienced that. And so we also are partnering with the Greensboro Contemporary Jewish Museum in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is a project that I started out in North Carolina with a whole bunch of partners, some of them who are on, Adam Carlin and Ann Parsons, who are here today. And Hadar last year, about this time, February of last year, did a baking residency through that project, through the creation of that museum at another museum called Elsewhere. And Elsewhere is also in Greensboro, and this fabulous museum with this gorgeous kitchen. And Hadar did a one-day baking, like chef or baker in residence. And we prepared a bunch of desserts for a community Shabbat meal that we had, and she did some teaching there. And so Elsewhere is also joining us for this, and we're doing this, and in addition to that, we're doing this little tiny soft launch of this idea that we as a family have been playing with, which is the Guggenheim Portland. And so you might have seen in tiny print that this was also sponsored by the Guggenheim Portland. And the thing that's so interesting about these spaces is that we're thinking a lot about home. Elsewhere exists actually in it's a live-in residence, it's a home, and also the Greensboro Contemporary Jewish Museum, the first exhibition that we did was situated around objects from people's homes, and of course we're here in our home and you're all there in your homes, and so we were just thinking about all these things. So that's by way of introduction of our partners, and in a minute, before I introduce Hadar, I just wanted to say a few things, like a few sort of housekeeping things. One, just to drop in for a moment on kashrut and all the questions around kashrut and kosher, and what's kosher for Pesach, and what can we be baking with, and what do we use and what do we don't use, and all those things. They're all sort of like meeting at this moment, and actually that has a lot to do with home, because we all practice differently in our homes, how we express our Judaism or practice our Judaism, whether we keep kosher or not keep kosher, do we eat kitniot on Passover or not? So all these things are sort of, we thought about them all as we're trying to figure out, well, what is the thing that she could offer? And this ganache that she's going to teach you guys happens to be something that she loves to bake. It was one of her first things that she brought out into the public, and we brought home a scraped down empty pie dish. So just a few things about that. There are two traditions in keeping Passover in terms of food. There's Sephardi, and folks who keep a Sephardi tradition will eat what we call kitniot, so all kinds of we'll eat rice and beans and corn and lots of different things like that. And a lot of people who come from an Ashkenazi tradition will not eat any of those things during Passover. So we were trying to think of, and so this particular recipe is leaning towards an Ashkenazi tradition. And the irony of that is that in our family, we actually keep Sephardi tradition, but we really wanted to sort of, knowing that it was a mostly Ashkenazi group that was getting together here, we wanted to sort of meet that. And what else? Substitutions, people who have nut allergies, cassava flour can work. Hadar will talk a little bit about substitutions along the way. And you know, there's like vanilla extract in this recipe. You can get vanilla extract without alcohol so that you can use it on Passover, or you can use a few drops of essential oil in another carrier. So there are ways to do substitutions, and just ask, and we'll try to do that. What else? Okay, yeah, so we're gonna ask you to stay muted, just to keep the chaos down. And we're gonna try to, Hadar's totally doing this. I'm like sitting facing her. And it's like the first time we've ever done anything like this. So it's all a big fun experiment. And so she's gonna try to so I guess one thing that would help is, because we want to do it together, is that once you finish that step, if you can just do like a thumbs up on your reactions, or if there's a way, if people who are able to do that, that would be awesome. So then we know like most people are done and we can move to the next thing. If you have a question, put it in the chat, or a comment, put it in the chat. Ilana is gonna help keep up with the questions. And if I forgot anything, I did, and that's okay. We're just here really to have fun. So I'm gonna turn this over to Hadar, who is, oh, someone else wants to come in. Hadar, wave Hadar and say hello.
Hi.
Hadar started baking, it's been about 2 years now. She was just 7 when she did that baking residency at Elsewhere. She's just about to turn 9. And she is more fluent in the baking world than I am at this point. I'm learning a lot from her, and she loves to bake, and she's going to share that joy with you all. And this is Hadari.
Okay. So, I think we can just start. So you're going to start by making the crust. So you're going to need a medium-sized bowl. And you're going to need to measure out 2 cups of almond flour. So, and also before you do that, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 Fahrenheit.
So quiet.
I know.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay, so then you're going to measure out your 2 cups of almond flour. I'm going to get a nice flat measurement.
We don't have 2 cups of almond flour. Is there a substitute we could use?
You could use
Anything.
any kind of flour, probably. I haven't tried it without almond flour, but it would probably work with any flour.
You could use any flour today, but if you wanted to make it kosher for Passover, you might want to substitute cassava flour.
Or coconut flour, but cassava and coconut flour are very dense, and they're more dense than almond flour. But you can try it.
We're also noticing that it's really, really, really quiet. If you want to let us into the noise of your kitchen, you can also feel free to do that. I know we said we'd mute everyone, but maybe it'll be fun to hear a little bit. Are you getting thumbs up?
Okay.
Hold on, let's see. Hello.
Has everyone?
All right.
So you're gonna put the 2 cups of almond flour in your bowl, And then you're gonna add, you should have some cacao flour, I mean cacao powder, raw cacao unsweetened powder. You're gonna do 3 tablespoons of that. This is what makes it the chocolate flavor.
Hey, I have either like cacao nibs or cocoa powder.
Cocoa powder should work.
Okay.
And you could also, if you wanted to, you could grind down your cacao nibs into
Yeah.
cacao powder.
You just want to make sure that it's not sweet, the powder.
Hadar, could you explain the difference between cocoa powder and raw cacao powder?
Same thing.
Yeah, I was trying to look that up on the internet too.
It's the same thing.
You do want to
But you
use,
do want to use the cacao powder
because it doesn't have anything.
because it doesn't have anything added, but the cocoa powder does.
So that's the difference. The cocoa powder has additives to it. Okay, thanks.
Yes.
All right, I think we're ready to go on.
Okay, so seems like we're ready. So now we're gonna go to the stove, and so you're gonna need a saucepan for this part, because well, before you're gonna want to measure 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. I already measured it, but you can just measure. Okay, so but it takes. Okay, so you're gonna measure 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, and when you're done, you can just put that into the saucepan.
You're muted.
Oh, okay.
Hadar,
Uh-huh.
putting it into the double boiler. Is that
No,
the saucepan?
this you're just gonna do in a saucepan.
Thank you. Thank you.
When you're done, you can just give me a thumbs up. Okay, so I think. So tell me if it's ready.
Thumbs up. What's happening? People ready to move on? Yeah, I see some thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, so Hadar's gonna move into the kitchen. We're gonna switch. We're so high tech. We're gonna switch directions here.
I don't have coconut oil. Can I substitute another oil? You're muted, Hadar.
You can use olive oil.
Olive, great, perfect.
Emma, can we do it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're gonna turn your heat to medium. And you're gonna put your saucepan on with the coconut oil, and it should melt pretty quickly.
If you're using olive oil instead, do you need to heat it, or is it the heating just to melt the coconut?
So when it's done melting, you can turn the heat off, take it off, and then you're gonna bring it. Then I'm gonna bring it over back to the dining.
What?
And then is the sun on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can everyone hear it now? Can you hear Hadar?
So can you hear me? Okay. So now you're gonna measure out 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and you're gonna put that into your actually dry mix. Most recipes you don't put the wet ingredients into the dry. You usually use a separate bowl, but for this recipe, you can just put it in straight.
I'll also add, there was a question that came up about finding kosher for Passover maple syrup. And you can use any kind of sweetener if that is a concern of yours.
Yeah.
Honey or
Honey.
coconut sugar.
Yeah. But it's actually better if you could use honey because the honey is a liquid and the maple syrup is part of the liquid.
There's a question, Hadar, did they mix the cacao powder with the almond flour?
Yeah, you put that together. You don't have to mix it, you can if you want.
Okay, and there was also a question about olive oil, using olive oil instead, and no, it does not need to be heated, does it?
No, I use it a lot because sometimes it's just easier.
And why do you have to melt the coconut?
And you want to melt the coconut oil so that it can completely get mixed, because if it's in chunks, you might just get a big chunk of coconut oil. So now you're going to add a pinch of salt, and then you can mix it. And when you mix it, I recommend using a fork, not a whisk. Otherwise, all the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients will get stuck to the whisk. Could you turn the camera?
So Hadar, the coconut oil goes in with the dry ingredients?
Yeah, but first you're just gonna mix everything together.
Before you put
Before, but you can also put it in and then mix. It's fine.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add my coconut oil now. Just give a thumbs up when you're done with this step of mixing.
I see a thumbs up. I see one from Nathaniel and Paula and Dabney and Ruthie. All right, we're almost there. And Ibby, hi Ibby. And Lev, is that Lev?
Okay, so it looks like most everyone has a thumb up, right?
Yeah, we're ready to go. We're gonna
Okay,
mix
so
around.
we're gonna go to the next step, and so everyone should have either a pie. Can I have my tart pan? Everyone should have a pie dish or a tart pan. I have a ceramic tart pan, but some people are going to be using pie dishes. And so,
yeah, everyone, you can hold up. I see people holding up your dishes. Let's see them.
And you,
awesome.
You probably have a little bit of a crumbly texture, and that is the texture it should be. So you're just going to pour all that into your tart or pie dish. And then you're gonna spread it out with your hands and push it down. And you're gonna want it, you're gonna want to push it. You're gonna want to push it so that it will go up the sides. So you can like push up the sides and get it everywhere, covering the entire dish.
How do you do that? What do you?
So it's better if you use your palm, because if you use your fingers, you're not going to be able to get much stuff over to the side. And also if like you push over too much, you can just like grab a little bit from a part that's too thick and just put it in the hole. You can just push it all the way up the sides. And you also are going to want to use like where the bottom of your thumb is to push right where the side meets the bottom, so that that's not so thick, because a lot of the time it will become pretty thick.
Can I ask a question about if this is going to work, if the detachable bottom is going to work?
Yeah, that should work. But if the sides go up a lot, don't do it up the entire sides.
Okay. Is that better than this one?
I can't see.
Is there a big size difference, Nathaniel?
What's that?
Is there a big size
Wait,
difference?
I can't see Nathaniel. Where's Nathaniel?
He's on the first page.
I think you should use the one. I think you should try I can't really see what size it is, but why don't you
They're
try?
the same size.
Oh, why don't you try the tart pan, the metal one?
Okay, that one?
Yeah,
okay.
Try that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing?
Hadar, do you need to grease the tart pans at all or no?
So you can't, I forgot to say this. So you can grease it if you want the entire tart to come out, but I've tried that before. It doesn't really come out so well. So I think you're better off just cutting pieces and taking it out instead of greasing the entire thing and trying to take the entire tart out.
How far up the side should the crust go on the pan?
If your sides aren't so high, if they don't go up so high, then you can do them all the way to the top. But if it goes up like really high, just do it about like, I think an inch, about an inch up.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
And 9 or 10 inch, that's a question.
Oh, well, I was just, somebody asked about what size and I was just responding. This is a 10 inch that Hadar is using, and you could use 9 or 10 inches fine for this recipe.
Yeah, and so some parts are probably gonna go down a little bit and it won't be all the way to the top. So you can just like take some from the thicker parts or from the tops that go up really high and just put it the parts that it doesn't go up as much, or you can just push. It might be a bit thick there. So just give me a thumbs up when you're done with that step.
Mostly everyone.
Okay. Okay, that's mostly everyone, right? I think that's everyone. Okay, so now that you have your crust in your tart pan, you're gonna take the fork, and there's probably a bunch of dough on it, so you can just take that off and push that in. And then you're gonna stick a couple of holes in. You don't wanna make them super big, but just like put some holes in to make sure that it doesn't pop up and like break the pan. So you can just stick like 5 holes in.
You know what that can do? Mama, can you join us?
Okay, so tell me when you're done.
No, we're not at that point yet.
Okay.
I see that. Just grab the fork.
That's mostly everyone.
All the way down to the bottom. That's good. Keep going. Do it in a bunch of spots.
I'm just gonna remind you, it's okay, but some people are off mute. If you wanna, you're letting me awesome.
What's wrong?
But just wanted to let you know.
So
Okay, I think we're ready for the next.
Okay, so the next step is at the beginning. I think I told you to preheat your oven to 350. So your oven should be ready. So you're going to go to your oven and put your crust in. Gonna put it in the oven. Set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes. I mean 10 to 12 minutes, sorry. Okay, and now we're gonna start the ganache. So I'm gonna go back in there. Okay, so can you hear me? Okay. So we're gonna start making the ganache. So to make the ganache, we're gonna take our coconut milk, and some of you have double boilers and some of you do not have double boilers. So we're going to need a double boiler for this step. So you're going to need 2 saucepans, and one of them has to be bigger than the other. You can just put water in the bigger one, and then
This is burning hot.
Okay. So actually no. So you can use a bigger saucepan and then a smaller saucepan, and the bigger one you're gonna put water in it, and then you'd have the other one floating in it, and then you could put whatever you're gonna cook in here, and that way it won't burn.
The chocolate that we're
the chocolate that we're about to melt. No, the coconut milk that we're about to do. So I'm gonna go back in there with my coconut milk and go put it into my double boiler. So you're going to want to puncture your coconut milk so that you can also get your milk out, not just the hard part. And you're gonna pour it into your smaller one and pour out all the milk into and normally the milk comes out first. Can I just So you want to get like a butter knife or a spoon or a fork and just scrape out all the extra thick cream. And then you can, when you're done with that, you can turn your stove top to medium to get those big chunks to melt. And you're doing this on the double board. And then you can mix it. I'm using a silicone spatula, but you can use a wooden spoon or a metal spoon or anything just to mix.
Hadar, this is Rabbi. I just want to say something really, really
And
quickly.
it depends how hot your stove is. If your stove is really hot compared to others, it's probably going to melt quicker than other people's. And some stoves are cold, not as hot as others, so it's going to take a little bit longer.
Hadar, can you hear me?
So you'll just know that it's ready when there's no more of those big chunks in your milk and it just milk liquid.
Hadar, can you hear me?
Rabbi, we can all hear you.
Oh, well, anyway, the message was for Hadar. I just wanted
Okay,
to say,
so when yours is done, you're gonna, yours probably took longer because
Someone
my
wants to
water
say
was already boiling. So you're gonna take it off the heat and you're gonna take the milk part off the heat because otherwise the water will keep it boiling.
Ask if everyone can hear you. Ask if
Can you
everyone-
hear me? Yes, okay. Okay. So just give me a thumbs up when you're done.
You're not doing that. And Eva will ask you.
Josh has a question, just unmute it.
Where's your-
Go to the gallery.
Okay, I
People have questions.
got it. Oh God. So it seems like some people have questions about the milk and stuff in the chat. But we're not hosts. We're not even
Yeah, we're not hosts. I can't do anything with the sound.
Okay, so I'm gonna move into there and because the screen's a bit better. Okay, so
Can you hear? Wait.
So if anyone has a question, I think my mom's gonna, if you have a question, you can chat it and my mom will ask me them.
Were there any questions? It seemed like, I don't know, someone. No one? Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, we just thought we got a communication that maybe there was some questions.
We had a question about milk. Rebecca asked about coconut milk being a substitute for regular milk.
Yeah, I'm actually using coconut milk. That's what, what? It also thickens and helps to thick because when it cools, it will thicken. So it's better if you can use coconut milk, but I've never tried it with regular milk.
Are we supposed, how long should we leave the coconut milk on the heat?
Until there's no more chunks in it.
And do you need to use a specific type of coconut milk?
No, just coconut milk. It doesn't matter. But also when there's no more chunks in it and you're done and you're taking off the heat, make sure you don't keep the coconut milk that's in the smaller pan that's in the water. Just take that out and take it off the heat. Otherwise the water, since it's so hot, will keep cooking it.
I think we're ready for the next.
Okay, so I think we're ready for the next step, and that is to break up our chocolate. So, we're gonna break up the chocolate, and most people, well, I don't know, some people actually bought 100% chocolate, and so I'll show you how to sweeten that when I melt the chocolate. So you're just gonna break the chocolate up and put it into a bowl.
Oh, I think you do.
Oh, I have so much stuff.
We're gonna clear some space.
Okay, I think that's better.
Okay. There's like 40 people here, and there's probably 40 different kinds of chocolate happening, and that's super fun.
Bobby, you're on mute, I think. So, you're gonna need 10 ounces bittersweet chocolate. So that means 2 bars of chocolate for me. And also, I'm not gonna use 2 entire bars because you're gonna need to set aside a little bit for the glaze, but not so much. And also, I actually like it really chocolatey, so I'm probably gonna use a little bit more.
When I got the recipe, someone emailed me the recipe and it said it needed 12 ounces of chocolate.
Oh, yes, because you need a little bit extra for your glaze. So that's why I made it 12 ounces.
A couple questions coming in. Let's see, someone wanted to know about taking the tart out of the oven. How do they know when it's finished?
Okay, so how you know?
Taking the crust out.
Taking the crust. So when you take it out, you're gonna want to stick a fork in, and then you can either if nothing comes out, and it just probably will be done. If you just want to make sure that it's done, you can do 12 minutes, then it will definitely be done. But if you don't want it to be even a little bit overcooked, oh, that's my timer for it.
Oh, we'll get it
I
out.
think, my dad's gonna get it out. But then you can just cook it for 12 minutes if you don't want to worry about that.
So your timer should be going off soon, everybody.
Yes.
And Hadar, there was another question. Could you show the wrapper of the chocolate that you're using?
Yes. Okay, so I'm using this chocolate.
So upside down, turn it over. Yeah.
Why don't you show the texture?
Yeah, the red one is just down, see the green.
But of the tart.
I'm using a baking chocolate bittersweet, 70%. And I'm also going to use for the glaze a 72% other kind of chocolate.
So what happens if you just do 100% baking chocolate?
So I was going to show that later because you can only do that when it's melted.
Okay.
So now I'm going to go over to the stove and
you can take it out.
Let's see. I'm going to go to the stove and show you how to melt this.
Okay. Okay, hold on.
So actually, I needed 1 more minute for my crust, so I'm gonna take it out before I show you. Okay, so now my water is still boiling actually, and I'm just gonna put this in here just to make sure that it's nice and warm so that the chocolate can melt inside of it. And now, before I start to put the chocolate in, I'm gonna I forgot before I melted this to take 2 tablespoons out of this for the glaze. So I'm gonna get a little mini bowl and I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons into it. So let's see, here's a little container. So I'm gonna use and my tablespoons.
Hadar, did you
So
say
I'm just gonna
something about butter?
stick it in. 2 tablespoons. So you can just set that bowl off to the side after you're done with it.
How do you, are we doing the coconut milk or the chocolate?
Of this, like
What?
taking out, are you talking about, am I taking out 2 tablespoons of the milk or the chocolate? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yes, we're just asking to repeat that step. So, because we didn't understand it.
So you're gonna be taking out of your coconut milk 2 tablespoons
Okay.
and putting it in a separate little bowl that there's nothing in.
Okay. Thank you.
And just give me a thumbs up when you're done. Okay, so it looks like someone also has another question. Serena, I think you have a question. What is it?
I think that you said butter instead of coconut milk, and so we were a little confused, but now we know that you're talking about.
Yeah, I like coconut milk.
Okay,
Yep.
just making sure we didn't miss an ingredient.
Yeah. So just give a thumbs up when you're done with that step.
I think you can go ahead.
Okay, so it looks like most everyone has thumbs up. So I'm gonna take both things off the heat. I'm gonna turn the heat off and I am going to add all my chocolate. And then it's gonna melt really.
Hey, are we adding 10 ounces or 12 ounces of chocolate?
We're adding 10 ounces of chocolate. That's for the ganache, and then the other chocolate is for the glaze. So you're just gonna mix it, and since the milk is so hot, the chocolate should melt.
Hadar, can you talk about why you don't want to get water in there? What happens to chocolate if you mix water into that?
It will get more. What? It'll get more liquidy, and also the coconut milk is gonna thicken afterward, and so that's why you can have it melted, but the water is not gonna get thick afterward.
Yeah, and we'll also seize the chocolate. So you just want to be careful if you're using a double boiler not to
That's
add
also
water.
That's another reason to take it off the water.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
So it's probably, the chocolate's probably all almost melted. And probably just got thicker because of the chocolate. Are there any other questions? Okay. So just give a thumbs up when you're done if you don't have any more questions.
Anything you want to say about this? Why you chose this?
Okay. Looks like most everyone has. Does anyone need more time to mix?
Yeah, a little bit more time.
Okay.
I couldn't stand it anymore. All that chocolate. I had to go get some chocolate. And then I'm coming to your house, all 100 miles, to taste your goodies. Thank you. This is wonderful.
Thank you. You're welcome.
What should we do after the chocolate has melted?
Okay, so after the chocolate has melted, I'm gonna go back to the dining room and we're gonna let this cool for a while because we're gonna add some egg and we don't want the egg to become scrambled eggs in the chocolate. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to take some eggs. We need 2 eggs, and we're gonna have a mini bowl because before we put all the eggs in, we have to check to make sure there's no blood because of kashrut. So a lot of people normally will crack their eggs on the side of their bowl and then put it in. But I find that it's much easier to crack it on a flat surface because then the shell won't go inside the egg. So, okay. Okay, so, this broke. So this one doesn't have any blood, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put it into this bigger bowl. And I'm just gonna put it into there, and I'm gonna crack 1 more egg into the small bowl. Oh, I got a tiny bit of shell in there, so I'm gonna take it out and put it in here. And then this one also doesn't have, oh, that's another piece of shell.
I think you got the shell with your eggshell.
I know I did because that's an easy way to do
I
it.
see, great.
Okay, so then this one has nothing, so I'm gonna put it in and I'm gonna whisk those eggs together.
Yeah. Anne asked if she should still have the boiler on.
No, you don't need that. So once your eggs are mixed in pretty well, you're gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Oh, and so for Pesach, you would either have to get vanilla extract that does not have any alcohol in it, because you can't use the alcohol for Pesach, or you could just skip it, or you could also use a different kind of extract that does not have any
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
That's an oil you can use.
and you can also use an oil. I've never tried it like that because I've never made this for Pesach, but that should work. So you're just gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And just give me a thumbs up when you're done with that. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna measure it. And you can just whisk after you add the vanilla extract. You can whisk it together until it's well combined. Just give me a thumbs up when you're done with mixing and stuff.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like most everyone has thumbs up. Okay, so I think we're ready to move on to the next step. And wait, is there any questions before?
Any questions? We're trying to keep up in the chat with all the questions, so you can also be looking at the chat. There were questions about the chocolate and
I think someone asked about the eggs being room temperature. No, they do not have to be room temperature.
Okay.
Nancy has a question, I think. Oh, but you can't unmute.
In the meantime, can you tell us where those eggs came from?
So these eggs came from our chickens. So we're gonna now go into the kitchen, and we're gonna go to the stove and check our chocolate mixture to see if it's ready to put the eggs in. And you can bring your eggs to your stove too.
My chocolate mixture is still really hot.
Okay, so then it's not ready to be to have the egg in. So you can also just check it by putting a spoon in and then tasting it. Then you also get to taste it. Mine's good because it's at room temperature, and it's not, if it's hot, that you can't use it yet. And if it's like room temperature or lower, that's really good. So I'll just wait a little bit more so that I can do it with you guys. And then tell me when yours is ready to have eggs in.
If they aerate it and cool down.
And also, if you want it to cool down faster, you can use a whisk or something to whisk it, and then the air will come in and it'll probably get cooler faster. So just give a thumbs up when yours is ready. Or does anyone have time?
What happens when you don't wait until it's cool?
Then the eggs will cook immediately, and you don't want that because it's better if they because if they cook, and you don't want them to cook because then they'll kind of become different chunks of egg, and you don't want that. So does anyone need any more time? Okay, looks like no one. So you're gonna want to add your egg like in half. So you're gonna add 1/2, mix it. And then you're gonna add the so then you can add your next half. And whisk. Okay, when it's all mixed up, you can give me a thumbs up.
My ganache mixture is still not cooling down for some reason.
Is it still in the hot water?
No, it's off the stove.
Okay, so maybe it was just hotter than mine and other people's. So, you might want to like maybe put a fan near it and blow on it with the fan. I'm not sure.
What about putting it in a bowl, your bowl into a bowl full of ice water?
She's a master.
Yeah, that'd probably work. Yeah, that would work.
If how are we gonna if you use butter chocolate, how do you sweeten it?
So okay, so how you sweeten it is you're gonna want to add maple syrup according to your taste buds, and you can add a little bit and then taste it, add a little bit more if you need. And the reason you wouldn't use sugar because the sugar could become a little bit a gritty texture, grainy, and you don't want that.
Thanks.
Welcome. And just tell me when you're done. Just give me a thumbs up or something. Yeah, and you can also put cold water in the bottom of the double boiler and then put
As long
the
as it's
mixture.
not glass and too hot.
Yes, as long as the glass isn't too hot.
If anyone needs more
So
time.
does anyone need more time? Okay, so it looks like most everyone's ready, right? Okay, so now you're going to pour the oh my gosh, I have more space in there. I think I should do it in there.
Sure.
Okay, I'm actually gonna switch places. So okay. Okay, so now I'm going, let's see, where did it go? So now I'm going to pour the chocolate mixture into the crust. Oh, it's so heavy. And you can just pour it okay. And no, I can do it. So then you can use a silicone spatula to scoop all the extra chocolate mixture out. But if you don't have a silicone spatula, that's okay. You can use a wooden spoon or any spoon that you have. Just scoop all the chocolate because you want as much chocolate in as possible. Get it all out and give me a thumbs up when you're done with that. Emma, can you turn the camera so that they can see it?
Look how beautiful. Show us your.
If you can tilt your camera down and we can see your tart.
And I am going to take a picture.
Wait, put yours on gallery view. Oh my gosh, they all look so pretty. Oh my God.
After it's room temperature, we add in the eggs.
What?
The ice bath worked. So after that, I add in the eggs.
Yeah, after your chocolate mixture is cool enough to add the eggs without them turning to scrambled eggs. Yes, you add the eggs. Oh my gosh, they all look so good.
They're so beautiful. And don't forget to read the jokes coming in the chat from Golden in Greensboro, part of the Elsewhere family. Food jokes coming in.
Just give a thumbs up when you're done with this step and we can move on.
All right.
Wait, when everyone has thumbs up.
I think we're at.
Alphabet soup joke out loud.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read, just read the jokes for a minute. Joke, if you leave alphabet soup on the stove when you go out, it could spell disaster. Unless Golden, you're here and you want to read the jokes or tell them. Where are you?
He did his part by finding the jokes. So please go ahead.
Okay, so what are twins' favorite fruit? Pears. And what are dinosaurs' favorite food? Macaroni and trees. Okay, thumbs up. Are folks ready for the next step? It's a pretty easy one.
Jalapeno. You get that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the. So actually, I am going to put some hot mitts on because my crust is still a bit hot. So I'm gonna put these on and I'm gonna carry it to the open oven. Oh, and you have to be very, very careful. I can do it. You have to be very careful with this step because you do not want all your hard work to fall.
Okay, it's oven time. Hold on.
So I'm gonna put it in the oven and bake it for 20 to 25 minutes.
Introduce that you are advocate for everyone.
So I'm gonna do 23 minutes because I find that with our oven that works best. And so now, once you're done, so now you should put the water that's in your when you're done, you should put the water back in your big double boiler piece and
They're not going to do the glaze yet, just so tell them that this part that you're doing on the pie's right.
because they heat it up. Okay. Just give me a thumbs up when you're done and then I'll show you the next step.
Wait, thumbs up is putting it in the oven?
Thumbs up is putting it in the oven and setting a timer for 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me when the most.
Here's Sydney. She joined us from her nap. She likes cooking too.
She's
You can
having a
tell.
good time eating chocolate.
Yep. You say hi.
Hi.
You might want to rinse off their,
And if your hands got chocolate,
they might want to rinse it before the next step.
okay, and you might, your hands might have gotten chocolatey, so you can rinse those. And also you might want to rinse your smaller double boiler that your chocolate was in, because we're gonna make the glaze. So, looks like everyone's washing their saucepans and double boilers. Let's see. I'm going to move into the dining room. So you'll see me in the next camera.
Okay.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Can everyone hear?
Okay, okay. So now we're gonna make the glaze. And so what we're gonna do is you are going take that paper and tell me how. So you're how many ounces? So you're gonna open your chocolate. If you didn't take chocolate away from your other bars, I really like chocolate, so I used all of those 2 bars, but if you didn't, then you can just use that extra chocolate.
2 ounces.
You need 2 ounces of chocolate. So how much is it?
1 strip at the bottom.
Okay, so how do you open this?
I'm gonna actually need half of it.
Okay. So I am going to use half of my chocolate because that's 2 ounces. So I'm just gonna, I need a knife. Let's see, where's my knife?
Just take 3. Take 3 of them.
Okay, so I'm going, oops.
Yep, that's it.
No, let's do that. So I'm going to use half of my bar and I'm just gonna break up these squares. And I'm going to put them into this small bowl. And I am going to also measure out.
I'm giving you what you need.
I'm gonna measure out 1 tablespoon of water. Tell me when you have those 2 steps done. So in another little bowl, you're just gonna put your tablespoon of water.
A very timely, exciting joke from the Curtis clan in Alameda is that today is Pi Day. 3/14, March 14, pi is 3.14 and so on. So thanks for that.
So just give me a thumbs up when you're done with that step. A lot of people are thumbs.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, so it looks like we're ready to move on to the next step. So you're gonna now measure 1 teaspoon of maple syrup and put that into a small bowl too. Or actually, no, don't do that. I think it'd be easier if you just put that into the mixture. So now you're gonna just bring over your chocolate and your water over to the stove. Okay. So now you're gonna turn your water back onto medium heat and put your small double boiler in. And it's okay if it hasn't already been on medium heat because it won't take long. So then you're gonna put your 2 tablespoons of coconut milk that you had already put aside in there. Then you're gonna put your water and you're also gonna put your chocolate. You're gonna put all your chocolate in. And then you can either get a wooden spoon, a silicone spatula, or anything to mix, and then you're gonna mix it all together. And also, you guys aren't gonna be able to do the glaze today with me, so that's why I already made a ganache last night that has been cooling overnight. So I'll be able to show you how to put the glaze on, but you guys won't be able to do it until later when it's completely cold, your ganache.
What happens if you put it on a hot ganache?
If you put the glaze on a hot ganache, which I have done before on accident because mine wasn't cold enough, the glaze will just go into the ganache and you won't have a nice shiny top.
What should the heat be at right now?
Medium.
Okay.
We don't know. It sounds French.
Someone had a question about where the word ganache comes from, but I don't know.
Do we take it off the heat once it's smooth?
Once it's completely smooth and there's no chunks, yes, you take it off the heat, but mine hasn't happened yet. But yes, you do that. And it's probably it should be thicker than your ganache.
So do you add the maple syrup now too?
What?
Do you add the maple syrup now?
Yeah, before you take it off the heat, you're gonna add your maple syrup.
Okay. All right.
Can I have the tablespoon?
Did we add the coconut milk to the double boiler already?
Yeah, we already did. Maple syrup when mine's off the heat. I don't want mine to cook anymore.
It's already done.
Okay, so your glaze should probably look like this after you've added your maple syrup, and it should have a bit of a shiny feel to it when you look at it. Probably doesn't come through the camera, but in person it looks like that. So just give me a thumbs up when you're done with that. Could you space a bit? Just give a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay, so I'm gonna move back into the dining room. And just give a thumbs up when you're done with this.
Now you can show them.
Not here, let me just like this. Let me convert.
How do I
Okay. Just give a thumbs up when you're done with the step. Okay, it looks like most everyone has thumbs up. So I think we're ready to move on. So basically, this is the tart that I made last night. You can see it's completely cooled and the ganache isn't moving around. So I'm gonna show you how to put the glaze on now. So basically, you're just gonna use a silicone spatula or any spoon or anything you have and put it on in the middle. Just scoop all that off. And then how you're going to spread it out is you're going to just move it around like this. Or you can also, if that doesn't work, you can also just scoop it around like this, because sometimes, different times, your glaze can be thicker and it's thicker sometimes and thinner sometimes. This one's a thicker one. So I'm just gonna spread it around like this. And also,
when we put the glaze on the cake, does it have to be like hot still, or do we let it cool?
when I put the glaze on the cake,
should it be hot?
Yeah.
Cool.
you need to let it cool.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I meant just like when you put the glaze on the tart, does the glaze have to be cooled?
You're muted there, Hadar. Oh, good.
No, go ahead.
Oh, wait, hold on.
No, she's not muted.
Can you hear me now? Okay,
Yes.
so yes, it does have to be cooled, because if it's not cooled, then the glaze will just go into the tart, and you don't want that to happen. Otherwise,
But the glaze should be warm so it spreads out, right? The tart should be cool.
so you're gonna want to remelt it when you're about to put it on, so that it's not a big thick chunk of chocolate.
Okay.
Did you add the water to your glaze yet?
Yeah, I finished my, I thought I had said to do that. I think I did.
Okay. And Hadar, how long do you cool the ganache for before you?
It's best if you can cool it for at least 2 hours, I think. But it's better more times better. Like, I just did it overnight and it's perfect. So I think you should try it overnight. But if you don't want to wait that long, you can do like at least like 4 hours.
How much time is left? Someone had a question because they forgot to put their timer on.
8 minutes.
We have 8 minutes left of baking on our ganache, so it should be somewhere around there. Julie.
Tell them what it looks like when the ganache is finished from the oven.
When the ganache is finished from the oven, it should be like it should be a little bit wobbly, but it shouldn't be like how it was when you put it in, but it should not be dense. You shouldn't expect to be able to wobble it, and it won't like be all wobbly.
Can we get is it okay to have a look, spotlight the Ann Parsons kitchen, because I think that space there is super amazing.
Oh yeah, they're this is fun times. We lost one, but we gained another one.
Yeah.
We're having a great time. They say hi, Sid. Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
It looks delicious over there.
Yeah.
Num num, huh? Oh, okay.
I think, Joya, do you mean to have your hand raised? Do you have a question?
Look how she's spinning it.
Did someone have a question? Oh, I see more messages. What is a skunk's favorite sandwich? Anyone know without looking? Peanut butter and smelly. And just for reference, someone said that they put their timer on for 20 minutes and they have 4 minutes left. That was 2 minutes ago. So there should be about 2 to 5 minutes left on your, if you forgot your timer on your ganache.
We have all the 6.
Hadar, can the finished ganache be frozen for Pesach is the question.
If you didn't use vanilla extract, that does not have alcohol.
But in general, yes, it can be frozen.
So we have a question about where the recipe came from.
It's called downshiftology. I'm not sure. I wasn't involved in the search here.
2 years ago.
We've adjusted it over time. So what we're going to do actually is write up how we do it and the adjustments that one can make. Like if you want to sweeten your own, sometimes we'll do it just with Hadar will make it just with 100% chocolate, and then she'll sweeten it with a little maple syrup. But everybody who's here and everybody who registered and may not have been able to show up today, we're gonna type it up and send it out to you.
Oh, and also there's many different topping suggestions that I have. I really like putting whipped cream on top, which I think we might do for this tart. And berries, I also love putting like a side of berries on with whipped cream piped. And it's real, and then you can also do like,
Well, do you just put one big blob of whipped cream, or do you?
no,
design it?
I like to pipe like a dot of whipped cream and then berries and a couple dots and some berries and dots, like, and then I also sometimes will cover the entire thing with it, but also sometimes I will just do half of it, and it depends what I feel like decorating it like.
So Hadar, when you spread your glaze on there, it's getting harder because the tart is so cold. But if you were to like let it heat up to room temperature, the tart, and then you pour the
That'd
glaze.
probably be better. I didn't think about that. Yes, you should let it go to room temperature before you do that.
And then it'll stay shiny, or like keep that shiny.
Because mine, you see, I have some berry and some bumps on it because that's where it landed, and then I didn't spread it out quick enough, so it hardened.
I posted in the chat my personal email so that please take photos of your finished ganaches and or you guys in your kitchens and send them to us at that email, and I posted it there.
A picture of everyone noshing ganache.
Yeah. And anything else?
How do we know when the crust is done, or the in the oven? When is that done?
Well, it should be wobbly, but it shouldn't. But it should be too wet in the middle.
We're definitely going to stay on until you guys get those ganaches out of the oven. We're not going to ditch you before.
They could just show pictures, video if they have a question about their ganache.
Yeah, and also if you're not sure about yours, you can just show it to, you could just show it to me and like Wobbler or something, and I'll probably know. Or someone else. You could ask someone else.
Yeah, and Matthew just posted, I was just about to mention it, that elsewhere in Greensboro and the Greensboro Contemporary Jewish Museum are joining forces this year. Well, the Greensboro Contemporary Jewish Museum is joining elsewhere, supporting them in their 10th year of doing their Radical Seder. It's going to be on Tuesday night, the 30th, and everyone is welcome. And Matthew posted there, and you can find out more. And the theme is radically at home. So we're going to be looking at all kinds of ideas about being at home and what those meetings are. So join us if you're interested. Back to ganache.
Can I show mine?
Yes,
See
please.
if it's ready.
Where's,
Wait,
who
hold
is
on, let's
that?
find you. Was that Nathaniel?
Yeah.
Where are you? Oh,
I
there.
don't know.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
You know what? Can you go to, let's take you to gallery.
Okay, gallery. I can't see you yet, Nathaniel.
Okay.
But let's see, and then you can,
Here it is.
there. Okay.
It looks kind of wet in the center.
Okay, I think, how long did you bake it for?
20.
20 minutes. I think you
hours.
should do like another 5.
Okay.
Here, you can come.
Oh, our timer's going off. Hadar's going to check it. Do you want to see?
I'm gonna.
Okay, hold on.
So is it supposed to be like a little bit jiggly, but not too wet? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna.
Okay, we'll look at yours.
See, mine is not ready. It's a little bit too jiggly. So I'm gonna bake it for another 2 minutes.
Just put it in for like a few more minutes.
Because I have 3 minutes and it's not ready, so I'm gonna do another 2. Are there any other ones who?
Hadar, can you look at ours? This is Nora's. Here, I'm gonna hold the thing. It's like a little bit jiggly.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's fine.
I think that should be good. And then before you put yours, everyone's in the fridge. You're gonna want to let it get to room temperature, and then otherwise it will cool too quickly. I mean, like and crack.
And then when can we eat it? How long do we have to leave it in the fridge?
20 days.
No, we'll make another.
You should have yours in the fridge for at least like 3 to 4 hours. But I think it's better if you do it overnight.
Yeah, but we've done it same day,
But we have done it same day.
and no one's complained.
Yes, that's true.
Can I show you ours?
Yes. Who is this?
This is Rachel.
Okay.
Just hold on, tell her hold on.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
We're pulling you up.
Let's see, Rachel. Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
And that, I think that's good.
Should it be a couple more minutes?
I think, how long did you bake it for?
23 minutes.
Why don't you try like
2 more minutes.
2 more minutes?
Okay.
That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
You want to show me?
Do you want, anyone else wants to show me?
We want to show you ours, but we just had an injury, so we're
Oh.
recovering.
Oh, my timer just went off.
Sure, I'll show you mine, Hadar.
Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah.
My turn out.
Let me get the
Like we do have some colors to put on them, but like it just.
Yeah, that's good.
So mine is ready. It looks like that. it's jiggly, but it has this layer on a little layer on top that is not so wet. It's one layer, so
It's a film. It's not a film.
a solid film, but it is jiggly, so that's perfect.
So someone want to show you.
So who was it that wanted to show me?
We need some advice about ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Matthew,
Oh, okay. Let me see.
can you see it all right?
Let's see.
What's it-
It's a little bit hard to see. Could you like move it a little bit?
Ask if there's a film.
I couldn't see it. Could I see it one more time?
Ask if there's a film.
Is there like
A layer of
film, a
film.
layer of film just across the top?
It's just a little bit jiggly. It's pretty
Okay.
jiggly.
That sounds good.
How long did you make it for?
Gosh, I thought I put it in for like 24.
Okay, then that should be good.
All right.
Mention that.
You want to read this one?
Yeah, and even if it's a little bit soft, it's still gonna taste really good.
Ask if anyone else.
Does everyone else?
Yeah, can you look at mine? Can you look at, let's see if I can show you, yeah.
And then can you jiggle it a little bit?
Yeah. It looks really jiggly. Can you see?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
okay.
How long did you make it for?
Just as from the beginning when you put it into right now. And I did 23 and then I did
I
2
think
more.
that should be good. That should be good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Anyone else? Anyone else?
Or any other questions?
Or are there any other questions? Sure. I'm gonna move spaces.
We're done. We're gonna say goodbye. Can see if everyone can hear. Can you guys all hear? No?
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Oh, the
okay.
sound's off. The
No, no,
sound's
it's
off.
on.
The
Take it
sound is off. The sound's off. Oh, now it's off. Wait. Okay, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes, okay. So does anyone have any questions? No, okay. Well, thanks for coming. That was really fun. Thank you.
We're gonna,
Hey, I'm curious, Hadar, what your next workshop is going to be.
I'm Shavuot. I want to bake a cheesecake, a lemon cheesecake.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
7, 8 weeks.
thank you everyone for coming.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Thank you from Paris. It's incredible. I'm amazed.
Yeah, what an honor. And please send us photographs. You can send them to my
Oh.
email. I want to see everything.
I was writing.
Go
and I
ahead.
lost it.
No, you didn't.
Uh,
Hey!
Sarah, so give Michelle our love.
All I did was unmute, so.
No, it's gone.
Thank you so much, Hadar, on
sorry,
behalf
I
of
didn't-
Shari Torah. We
I didn't think
appreciate
that
your
would
sharing
happen.
today.
Just hitting
And
the
I
mute
think
button.
Ilana will be sending the recipes step by step to everybody who had signed up in a PDF format, so you can recreate this on your own time also.
Yeah, we'll hang out for a little bit. Not sure what just happened. Hello? Can you hear us?
Maybe a lot of you did.
We're unmuted.
I know, I can't. We're here if anyone wants to say hello or ask a question.
Wow, this was outstanding. I loved every minute of it. So how old are you, Hadar?
I'm almost 9. My birthday is March 29th.
Oh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Well, well, we're so excited. And I wrote in the chat that our firstborn grandchild is a boy, and his name is Hadar. And I call him Hadari all the time. So that's it. I'm going to get your address from your mom because I have something I want to send you.
Not.
Hi,
What
Carolyn.
just happened here? Oh, okay. Hi. I completely forgot about daylight saving time. And Judy called. Judy and Gregory called. As a matter of fact, I'm listed as Judy Matskin on my. She sent Judy. Thank you for sending me the link. I just panicked when I realized what time it was. And
Well,
so
good thing that you
Well,
and Dad did
I
it
want to get
last
past
night.
that.
yes.
Hadar,
Oh, honey.
Hadar, you are so professional. You look so calm throughout the entire thing, and you really talk with a very mature voice. Good for you. I love it.
It was
Love
just wonderful. And I never would have tried a cake like this on my own. Never. And we did it. Almost done. Wonderful. Thank you.
So much, everyone, for coming. Thanks for the jokes, Golden. Those were great.
Oh, by the way, we took it out of the oven. We just finished eating it.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Not so much.
Thank you.
Hadari.
Hadari, I just love you so much. It was such a pleasure today. Thank you for both of us. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, enjoy your ganaches. And for those of you who are celebrating Passover, happy Passover.
Hadar, this was amazing. Thank you, Hadar. We're gonna bake this later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And don't forget to send your
Well
pictures.
done. Come to Paris. Come and be a chef in Paris.
Oh, that's
Okay.
exactly what you
When?
want. You'll be on the next flight.
Come to Paris. You're a
Bye.
great chef in Paris.
Bye. Thanks so much.
Thanks for doing all the work.
Yeah, thank you,
We
Shelley,
just
for
leave.
holding this all together.
Love to
All right,
elsewhere.
Bye.
Good to see you, Carol, and all the chocolate munching.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'll be over soon.
Okay.
I'm gonna close it, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thanks for coming.
Hadar.
Hi, Hadar. I'll see you downstairs.
I think we're most this family here. That includes you, Carol.
And
And
Nathaniel.
and Elena, yeah.
Hi, Nancy. Nathaniel.
And Ilana's here.
Yeah.
Mom, let's see yours. Hold it up. Did you make
Well,
it?
that's hot.
Oh,
She's trying to unmute, but she can't unmute herself.
okay. See if we can do it.
No, just we can
Yeah.
ask.
Soft Canadian, you
Yeah.
have to unmute.
Well, she's trying. But anyway,
It's okay. We'll talk to
you
you
can
soon.
you can just show us with your camera. Show us the your ganache.
Hello, Gabri.
And that's some good
Just unmute
gesture.
her with
No, we
this.
can't. We tried.
Look, 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 look. Watch this.
Ilana, can you
Yeah, but I
will
did
you
that,
save the
that's
chat and send it along? That's awesome, thanks. And I'll get you the recipe and we'll send it out. You
Yeah,
can
we'll
give me
try.
the list or whatever is easiest. Thank you so much for holding all that, Ilana.
No problem.
It was great to see all clarifying the questions and the answers into the text. That was great that you did that.
Yeah, and the step-by-step was awesome. Yeah. And
Gabriel had some background tech support suggestions along the way that next time we'll implement in advance.
Ooh, what?
Having it one mobile speaker, so we didn't have to switch the sound on and off on each computer 20 times from this computer to that, just have one. So thanks, Gabrielle.
It's a learning curve.
I want to go to the store and get berries and
Whipped
get
cream.
whipped
And whipped
cream.
What was I gonna say? to
I mean,
you,
whipped
Lana?
peanut
Oh, and it was
cream.
also so great to have like such a great baker who was doing all the like
Serena?
tech. Well, Ilana was
Oh,
like
right, right.
answering all those questions. that
But
were coming
Serena
in.
too,
And Serena,
it was great that Serena's like, what do you think if we do this or that?
Nanny said she can't leave.
Okay.
You're stuck here forever,
Yeah,
Mom.
yeah, we'll
We'll
just
see
see you
you in a
next
few
month.
days.
You just stay on the computer.
What do you think, Hadar? Did I start your baking obsession when I used to come over with those cashew cheesecakes, and then you would try them and you'd be like, I can make better than this. I'm gonna be better than Alana.
Yes, you're the 100% reason. Well, I do have to say that Hadar and I baked 50 times together before, as part of the process.
Can I call Nanny?
You can call her. So I think we're gonna get off. We're all a little tired. And we're about to have like a huge chocolate high.
Well, we're gonna get whipped cream first though.
Oh, we have to get the whipped cream and the berries.
No, we have to get the whipped
so
cream.
thanks for
Yes,
everything.
of course, of course.
Okay. Elena and Nathaniel, you guys on? I just see Nathaniel's face. All right. And bye, Mom. We'll talk to you again sometime soon.
Such a great job. How do you feel?
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Ilana.
Bye. I'll send you lots of stuff.
What do you do?
What?
I'll send you pictures and
Oh,
the
okay.
chat and all
Yeah, I
that.
finally figured out how to do the photos, the screenshots. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, dear.
Mhm.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Hadar. Awesome job. It was so good. Everybody loved it.
Are you doing other places tomorrow?
The other, yeah.
Hadar, that was amazing. That was so beautiful.
I can
Oh my
tell you
God,
that.
everyone loved it. And they're already asking about the next one.